I really want people to understand the value of the promotion, regardless of stripe or belt color, right? You know, it means something. Keep it to the true martial arts tradition where you really have to come and show up for class, and not just about the attendance, but you really need to perform. And if all you're concerned about is getting the belt or receiving a certain rank at a certain amount of time, then you need to ask yourself in front of a mirror, why is it so important for me to reach a certain rank at a certain time frame? And am I doing what I need to do, right? Am I putting in the time? How does my brain work? There's a lot of factors that come to play as far as promotion is concerned.
Now, in regards to the difference between colored belts and black belt ranks, obviously we know that across the stripes and the spectrum of the colored belts, they come when they come, and there's some mile markers that you're looking for along the way. But at black belt, we talked a little bit last night about obviously, one, the importance of maintaining activity, right? So not time and rank, but I think we said time and service, right. Actually serving jiu-jitsu and your improvement in those around you. But the timeline is a little bit more set. 3 years per degree is
from the time you get awarded your black belt, it's 3 years to first degree, 3 years to second degree, 3 years to third degree, and then from then on, it's 5 years for the fourth, 5 years for the fifth, 5 years for the sixth, and then from 6, it's 7 years to year 7.
Okay.
So between 6 and 7 degree to corral belt is 7 years.
Okay.
And I believe 8 to 9 is 9 and 9. I don't care. I'd be happy if I get my corral belt. I'm good with that.
So 3, 5, 7, and some more if you make it far enough, which few will. So,
if you're part of a certain family, you may get it sooner than that. You know, your house, your rules.
Fair enough. As far as if there's any quick way to discuss this, we can go a long way also. Kind of what are the mile markers you're looking for that separate, you know, when a person is ready for their blue belt, when a person is ready for their purple belt? I know there's a lot of individual nuance.
A lot of things come to play.
Right.
A lot of things come to play. You know, I think a blue belt, in my opinion, should be able to, you know, be comfortable executing the basic fundamentals of jiu-jitsu. You know, you need to do at least 2-3 types of sweeps, at least proficient with it, right? You need to have a good number of passing, at least 3-4 basic passing. You need to understand, you know, setups to triangles to chokes and that kind of stuff. It's basically have a better understanding of body mechanics and how to execute the technique that makes it work for you. You know, blue belt is just like the first stepping stone to a greater understanding of the next level of jiu-jitsu, purple, brown, and black. You know, after like about a purple belt, maybe to brown, some people will argue it or have a different perspective, but there's not a whole lot of change depending on the ability of the individual, but on average, you know, it really depends. There's no exact time frame. You know, some do have used the IBJJF as guideline.
Right.
I use the IBJJF rules for grading as a guideline, but it's not true to the T.
Right. So clarifying that a minimum time in rank is not a guarantee of promotion. It's the literal minimum that person would coach.
Like the old way of training jiu-jitsu was, if you get beat up, you better learn to fight back or you quit.
Right.
That's just how it was. And there was no nice. You know, they always fed you to the wolves, and someone will always want to try to one-up you.
Right.
You know, there was not that many higher belts, and the higher belts treated you the same way as everyone else. You want to learn jiu-jitsu, you're going to have to learn to survive. It's no longer like that nowadays, because, you know, we have students that are they have families, they have high-paying jobs, you know, doctors, lawyers, PhDs, you name it, executives to electricians, plumbers, service people. You have to respect people that train with you, because you want to make sure that they come back.
Not just on it's a business, so you have the retention, but
Right.
is it fair to say that over the years that what jiu-jitsu has evolved a little bit? And here's what I mean by that. Early on, there was very little separation between jiu-jitsu, ballet, tudo,
It was
MMA.
violent.
It was all
violent.
kind of the same thing. And now we have MMA kind of as its spectrum and jiu-jitsu, so it's drawing more recreational, fitness, social, and it's a wonderful tool for a lot of things other than just violence.
I mean, the percentage of individuals that compete on a regular basis, I'm not talking about recreational competitors, I'm talking individuals that compete on a regular basis, like once a month or maybe even twice a month, is a very small percentage to the population of jiu-jitsu as a whole.
Right. Has your perception of jiu-jitsu changed over decades of training, as far as maybe not necessarily why you train or why you love jiu-jitsu? If that's changed, I'd love to hear that also, or if that's evolved, I guess. And then the perception, what's the difference in your perception as a coach compared to late 90s, Los Angeles, early MMA, as opposed to as a 5th degree black belt coach in 2024?
I didn't think much about it the first probably decade or two. I was just like, all right, I'm just going to run class like I normally do, day in and day out, and make sure that we get this thing more popular. It's like spreading the word out and trying to figure out how to retain, how to maintain, how to get people excited about coming to class and that kind of thing. So a lot of mistakes have happened, and you learn from it. And throughout the years, I really try to make that effort to understand different individuals and why they want to stay, why they leave. My job is a public servant, and my job is to serve individuals that seek my knowledge. I didn't make it to 59 years without learning skills. Not just jiu-jitsu skills, and it's not just about jiu-jitsu, it's about life skills. I teach life skills, I preach life skills. It's not perfect, but it's the life skills I learned throughout the years, right? Success is not based on how you tell people I'm successful because I have 500 students, I have 1,000 students. To me, success is when people come to me and tell me, hey coach, hey professor, I appreciate you for everything you do, for the things that you've done for me, the little things that made me want to stay and continue to do what we do here. And you have made me a better person off the mat because of the things that you have preached on the mat and the things that you practice off the mat.
That was one of the big things that you said yesterday. I've heard it several times in conversing with you and talking to you, that the goal of Tsunami is to change lives.
That's it. We can definitely teach everyone compassion, teach everyone how to be a good person, and at the same time, when it need be, learn to fight.